Welcome, welcome. This is a New York sports story, episode 4, Bracket Busting 101.
Episode 4.
That's right.
Episode 4.
a,
How you
a
doing
Winston,
today, Jazz?
Very good. So, Bracket Busting 101, a Winston at MetLife, and a death of a legend. So, a lot of stuff happened this week. A lot of stuff.
Yes, indeed.
So, we are Chaz and Brandon. I am Chaz, and that is
Brandon.
Okay.
Well, you call me Frost.
Or Frost, either one. Yeah. So let's start off with the NCAA Bracket Busting 101. St. John's goes down to Arkansas. Rick Pitino loses to John Calipari. Your thoughts on it?
It was a really gritty game. I mean, when you watch college, that right there is what you want.
Yeah.
And that Maryland game was just. That was crazy.
We'll definitely talk about that in a few, but I want to, being it's a New York team. First time St. John's has really been in this. Pitino sold me, truly.
Yeah, definitely.
I really thought they were going to at least the Final Four. This not only hurt my bracket, but it hurt a lot of people. There was a lot of St. John's people probably outside of the New York area that started believing in Pitino.
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely one of them. Pitino, what he did with those boys is nothing short of what he normally does, So, I mean, was that but the decision for him to sit Lewis was, I mean, I understand the kid wasn't making a shot, but you got nobody else scoring. Why not?
Well, from what I understand, and maybe you know this better, games previous that he's only played 30 minutes. At least that's how I took his answer. His answer of, well, he played 30 minutes, he was done.
Yeah.
What I didn't like was the question that came right after. Is he tired? I mean, that why do you ask a coach that?
Right.
Maybe ask me to be more in depth to why he sat him down. But don't ask if he was tired. That's a lazy question from the media.
Yeah.
And I want to be in the media. I would never ask that question.
You can clearly see that he wasn't tired and that he wanted to get back out there.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. It's more like, is that you?
Yeah, I just turned it down.
Okay.
Started going crazy of all times.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I get the whole thing that St. John's did, but you got to think about this. We got to really, be given, a lot of credit to Calipari. He's been through a lot, and to get this Arkansas team from out of nowhere, they're in the Sweet 16 now. We got 17. They put these numbers up, which are crazy. 1,759 career wins, 13 Final Four appearances, 3 NCAA championships between the two coaches combined. That's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
impressive. Very impressive.
That's a lot.
The resume speaks for itself.
The only one that I can think of off the top of my head that's close is Krzyzewski and Smith, North Carolina, Duke. That's the only one. So this has got to be this generation's, Smith and Krzyzewski. So,
right.
But okay. So let's talk about. So
can't forget Buddy Boeheim.
Mayheim. Did they? I wonder if they played each other. Did with Georgetown, Syracuse, St. John's with Carnesecca? Did they all play each other enough? I don't know if the 1759 Duke and North Carolina played a lot. Smith and probably in the 200 to 300 range.
Probably it might have been more so Georgetown with Syracuse.
And I was a big Georgetown. I love Georgetown. My uncle actually went to Georgetown, graduated from there. So that's where I gravitated to, especially when I started watching. So like we've discussed before, we're 10 years different in age. My college, where I wanted to go to Georgetown when I was a kid, and Patrick Ewing was the guy. 1984, Patrick Ewing. I didn't care about Jordan. I didn't care about who was the other guy? Houston, Olajuwon.
Olajuwon.
Yeah, I wasn't That was Ewing he was dominant, and then 85 comes. Georgetown goes to the final, but loses to NC State. Like,
yeah.
They should never have lost that game, but they did. So
that's college for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely college. Actually, wait, was that? No. That was 83. 85, wasn't that Villanova? I'd have to look. I think
I was born in 86.
Yeah,
so.
83 was NC State. I want to get the numbers right, so if someone watches this later, I don't get you're stupid. No, 83 was because it was Jimmy Valvano. NC State is 83. 85 was Villanova. That's right.
Okay.
One of the only 2 times Villanova made it with Raleigh Massimino, and then obviously later on was with Jim Wright. I want to say Jim Wright, James Wright. I don't know. Frank Wright. No, I don't want. His last name is Wright. I know that.
Yeah.
But all right. We got some other games to dissect. So let's see. I printed out the pool host sheet that we did.
You printed it out. See, I was just trying to look that up on my phone.
See, I can get it at work. So I mean, the big game that was close. Maybe you watched it. Was Maryland and Colorado State?
Oh, yes.
72-71. That's a damn close score. Like
all the way up until the last shot that Queen made was beautiful.
And I'm almost positive I didn't have Colorado State getting past Memphis. So I busted that bracket there. My West wasn't good. Flat out.
My bracket got busted a long time ago.
See, my Midwest is strong. My South is strong. But that's only going to get me second place probably. So, not that I'm talking about the pool, but Ray, if you're watching this, Ray is beating everybody and probably will win this pool, given where it's going right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's see other games. Florida and Auburn won their games pretty handily. Right? Or did they? Was that a 2-point game?
Florida, yep.
Oh, that was a 2-point game.
Florida was a 2-point game. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Houston handled. Okay, that's only 5 points against Gonzaga. See, Gonzaga is always a crazy team. They're going to shock you. Like I was surprised.
Could always go either way with Gonzaga.
Yeah, I was surprised that they were even an 8. They were an 8 seed. Like they're usually at the lowest 6 or a 7. So that was intriguing. They brought it to Houston. Duke handled Baylor. 4-point game Arizona over Oregon. BYU by 2. There was a lot of close games in the second round. BYU only won by 2, but they were a 6 over a 3, so that's a bit of a upset.
Right.
That's pretty much it. So I mean, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Houston, Purdue. I think we all kind of saw that coming. Like most of us had that. So the Midwest was the easy pick. South, Auburn, Michigan, Michigan State, Ole Miss. That's not chalk, but that was pretty easy to figure out. Florida, Maryland, and Texas Tech, Arkansas in the West. I'd say 2% had that. I can't imagine anybody had that. Did you have that? One of yours?
I don't think I did. I don't.
Yeah, Florida, Maryland, Texas Tech, Arkansas. I can't imagine anybody having that.
I did have Florida though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have Florida.
Yeah.
Let's see, Duke, Arizona, BYU, Alabama. I don't think not many people had BYU.
I got Duke and Alabama out of that.
I think I got Duke, Bama too. So, all right. So let's do this. So I know a lot of people's brackets are busted. March Madness, Sweet 16. There's a lot of people that they do, Sweet 16 brackets. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we can offer up our picks for the next round. So, who do you think Auburn, Michigan in the Sweet 16?
Oh, I think I bet on Michigan, but Auburn is going to win.
I think Auburn too. Ole Miss, Michigan State in the other team in the other game in the South.
Ole Miss.
See, I want Michigan. I want Michigan State, but I think it's going to be Auburn, Michigan State. That's me. Can you imagine Michigan State in the Sweet?
That'll be insane. Crazy rivalry.
I can't even tell where it's going to be on the sheet, but like if you were to put that anywhere close to Detroit, like wow. In the West, we got Florida at Maryland. I think I know yours is Florida, and I'll agree. Over Maryland has nothing on Florida. Like, they got nothing on Florida.
I agree.
Now, Texas Tech, Arkansas. That's the intriguing one. Can Calipari keep going?
He has his coaching ability speaks for itself.
Yeah,
and those kids are relentless. They just kept fighting. So, he's definitely got a chance.
They beat both their teams by 7 points or more. That's. Texas Tech handled Drake, but I thought Drake would do well, and I almost was right.
I did too.
I thought Drake was that team, like that was.
Well, they were 13-3. Like
I know. It's insane. So I'm going to go Arkansas. I really think that's the Cinderella story that's going to be this year. So I'm going to go Arkansas, Florida for going into the Elite Eight. What about you? You think Arkansas, or do you go in Texas Tech, the Red Raiders?
I'm going with Arkansas.
Arkansas as well. Okay.
Yeah, I won't do the Red Raiders. No. I mean, yeah,
I know.
I'm going.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It really is. I'm like,
that
could be a 2 or 4 point game. So,
but I think Calipari keeps the magic alive.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, Duke and Arizona, Sweet 16 out of the East.
Oh, you got to go Duke.
Yeah, Arizona's too far out of its way in the East, so I think Duke wins that. BYU, Alabama.
Bama.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bama too. That Duke Bama Elite Eight game would be a good one. Now I think we're both going to be on the same one on the Midwest, because I think we both got these still correct. So Houston, Purdue.
Houston,
same with me, and then Kentucky, Tennessee. Yep, Tennessee, me too. Now, Kentucky might be the team that, they beat. They're the 2 seed.
Yeah.
The Kentucky's the 3 seed, who beat
Tennessee's
Troy.
The 2 seed, right?
Yeah, 3 seed. Yeah, 3 seed, 2 seed. But they beat Troy, not the greatest of teams.
Right.
Excuse me, but then they beat Illinois, who's a big team in the what is it? The Big 18. It's actually the Big 10, but it's 18 teams. So like the Big 10. So
didn't Xavier beat Illinois?
Xavier.
But did Xavier lose to Illinois?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was not Illinois. It was No. Xavier didn't win. No, it was Illinois. I picked Xavier.
Yeah, I did. I picked Xavier too.
Yeah. So Illinois won. So Illinois wasn't. They weren't a choke artist. They were in that game the entire game. So I think Kentucky's going to keep it close. But I agree. Tennessee wins. Yeah. All right. So I don't think we don't need to do Elite Eight. We'll wait till next week when they go to the Final Four. I think seeing what the Final Four is going to be next week is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I had a bracket last night, and I hit on every leg. I think it was a 7 or 8 leg. Only the 2 I missed. Mind you, I only bet $1, and it was supposed to be for like $137.
Oh wow.
So I'm funny when it comes to that. I won't lose too much, but I won't. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
I think the only 2 teams that I lost was Oregon lost, which I didn't expect them to lose.
Yeah.
And what was the game after Ole Miss? The Lobos, New Mexico. I thought New Mexico was going to win.
Yep.
They lost.
Very tough games.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Definitely.
So next week is next Thursday will be the Elite 16. I'm sorry, the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. So we'll see Saturday and Sunday what happened on those days. But now we'll go to a little bit of football. So obviously we're happy about this one. Jameis Winston signed with the New York Giants, 2-year, $8 million. First reported by Tom Pelissero on NFL Network. I know what you think, but I want you to go ahead, spill your feelings.
Well, I believe I said it. This we talked about this.
We did, and we both said it, I think. Yeah.
And we're not opposed. We wouldn't be opposed to getting Jameis Winston.
No,
I think
comparatively to everybody else, absolutely not.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got You got Russell, who's a phenomenal QB, and definitely he's got the deep ball, but he struggles in between those lines.
Yes, he does.
Jameis, and everybody's said it, everybody's posted it. He'll get you 5,000 yards as a QB with 40 touchdowns, but 37 interceptions.
Yeah, he did. I heard today it was 5,000 yards in 2019, so that was 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And those 5,000 yards, I forget the interception to touchdown ratio, but he had his best TD to interception ratio in 21. So with an offensive, supposed, I'll put it in quotes, guru in Dable,
right?
I think Jameis is a good fit. And we both said this, like I said, see, this is episode 4. I think we said this on the first episode. Yeah. So other people were saying no to that. For
somebody said he's Daniel Jones 5.0. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
how does that even make sense to you? Like,
he's nothing like Daniel Jones. So I would love. I don't think it was James. I think was it Justin or somebody else? Was it Al? Guys who talk on our page. It's guys who talk. Could have been Al, Mr. Al Brown. I'd love to hear from them to understand this. Like that. Like, if they could at least watch and comment, that would be great. I need to understand why they think Jameis Winston's Daniel Jones 5.0. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
No, I don't think it was Al that said that. No.
Okay.
This was another.
Oh, a giant site.
Yeah, one of those. Oh, here come all the negativity, and it's just. It's crazy the stuff that they come up with.
Yeah, I posted something about Jameis come to. Now I did it 2 days late, and he already left the building, but I edited it saying, okay, once he got signed, he's here. That's great. But there were some guys that just were lambastic, and that's probably not a word, but they were just going off on me.
It's okay. People make up words every day. You should hear these 13, 14, 15-year-olds.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding. But like I said, with the team we got, now I got, where are the pictures I have? I have them in my notes. Okay. So we got guys like Amir Smith Marsetti. He's a wide receiver, right?
He's more like a gunner. I mean, not gunner, but gunner. Yeah,
Paulson Adebo. He signed.
He is a cornerback.
Yep. We got James Hudson, the third. He's a big guy, so he's got to be a lineman.
Really big guy. I believe he's an offensive lineman.
Oh, my God. He looks like he could eat everything at McDonald's twice a day. I mean, that's how big this guy is.
6'5", 330 or something?
He's sitting in this picture, but he's signing his contract, and he takes up the entire picture. Just his little head and the big body. Javon Holland. He looks like some type of receiver or cornerback.
Safety.
Safety, okay.
Yep, we got him from Miami.
Chris Board.
Chris Board is like a special teams guy.
Okay.
Linebacker.
We got Chauncey Golston. I think that was a big pickup for us.
Yep. Defensive lineman from the Cowboys. I was gonna say Cowgirls, but I respect the Cowboys.
We got a Cowboy. That's great. I'm happy. Those guys aren't bad. They're just not on the right team.
Right.
Stone Forsythe. He reminds me of what Patrick Mahomes would be if he was a defensive guy. he might be Samoan. He's got that Samoan look. So I don't know. But
is he offensive lineman?
He might be offensive lineman too, but he's a small offensive lineman if he is. And then obviously we re-signed Slayton.
Yep.
Stinney agreed to terms. He's an offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman. Yep. I remember him playing for I think Seattle.
Yeah, probably. Am I saying this? Oh, I gotta see. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. I think he's a defensive lineman.
Okay.
Or linebacker.
Big body guy too.
Yeah. Victor Demukje, outside linebacker.
Okay.
Greg Van Rotten.
Oh yeah, we re-signed Van Rotten.
Yeah, so I mean we got. I had to have said at least 10 guys.
Yep.
Well, and
We signed Zach Pascal.
Zach Pascal, I forgot him. Yeah, he's not part of the pictures. So we got a lot of guys on this team that, and I have the whole list. Like, it's 6 pages full right here. Like, there's a whole list of these guys that.
Didn't we sign Humphreys too?
Let's see. What is he? I have this in order.
Wide receiver.
Position. Let's see. We have 8 wide receivers on our. I did count that. We have 8 wide receivers on our team at the moment. Okay, so we got Bryce Ford Wheaton, Little. We have a guy whose first name is Lil, Lil, Jordan Humphrey.
Okay, Jordan Humphrey. Yeah, there we go.
They call him Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Oh wow!
But he's 6'4". How is he little? Anyway, we got Jalen. Yeah, we got Jalen Hyatt, Malik Neighbors. Let's see, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Amir Smith-Marset, and Montreal Washington. We got at least 5. We got 5 guys at least that can be in a 4-man rotation.
Oh yeah.
And then the other 3 are easily practice squad and can be moved up at any time. Like,
right.
And they're all 6 foot. Like, so wide receiver, shouldn't be the issue. The issue, if we think about it, is offensive line. So let's look there. Olumamore, who we got last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Olumamore,
yep. Ezeudu, I think we had him last year. Stone Forsythe.
Yeah, we did. Yep. From North Carolina.
Yep. Stone Forsythe we signed.
Yep.
James Hudson we signed. Stone Forsythe 6'8", 307. Jesus, that's a big boy.
Just put him in front of somebody and just don't move. We'll run through you. Just run straight.
Yeah. I'll get to the running back in a second. Let's see. Offensive line. The last one is Schlottman.
Not familiar with him. I don't remember.
Austin Schlottman, 6'6", 300. So he's another big boy. Let's see our running back.
There goes our depth.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't need it. We did need it, and we still got we still got 7 picks in the draft.
We do. See, that's just it. Like, we can take whoever at that 3 and be solid. We could take Sanders. We could take Carter. We can take Hunter.
Yep.
Any of the 3 would be completely legit, because I'll say this right now, we only have 2 quarterbacks, Jameis and DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
So if we pick up Sanders, okay, he's number 2. If we pick up Carter, he goes in with those linebackers. And if we pick up Hunter, he's a multifunctional, player. Yeah. So,
and who's to say we don't pick up a Milrow or something in the 3rd?
Mm-hmm. That's just it.
And now develop them, So
running back is interesting. Think about this. We signed Devin Singletary last year.
Yep, he's probably going.
No, he's still on the team. Tyrone Tracy obviously might be the number 1 now. So is Devin number 2, and Dante and Miller and Eric Gray 3 and 4. Like, we don't have a big lineup for other than Tracy. So
I say you eat the dead cap space on Singletary, and go get the just running back classes stacked.
True, you can get somebody in the 3rd or 4th round, absolutely.
And don't have to pay him for another 3 or 4 years,
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. So we'll get more into the draft a little bit down, maybe a little bit down the road here. I want to talk about this. This came up early in the week after the show last week. NFL rule changes. The NFL announced proposed rule changes to be discussed later this month at the annual league meetings. The headliners include, and I'll go back to this because it's 2 different things: a ban on the tush push, along with not a division title, which would have been big. Okay, I think I wrote that wrong. There's ramifications that would have actually hit last season if there was no division title. It's just yeah. And then Jacob Rose
do something about take the division Making it about the wins, right?
The wins, yeah. And then Jacob Robinson on The Athletic on Scoop City will have more later this week. So he might have done something. I didn't see it. But as I do subscribe to The Athletic, it's all anything athletic has all been about basketball. It's not really football at all. Okay. So, yeah. So Scoop City, whatever he's doing, he hasn't talked about it. But I do want to go back to, honestly, is the tush push. Yeah. We as Giants fans have seen this for more than a few years. What's your take on that? What do you think?
I mean, it's a part of the game. Figure out how to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay.
I mean, them banning it is only. I mean, how many teams are going to petition to want to ban it?
Well, they only need 24 out of the 30. That
so I would say to those 24 teams, and even if the Giants are a part of those 24 teams, you guys are a bunch of, you know what?
Kitty cats.
Man up. Man up.
I mean, I will say this. I've seen my fair share of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not that I wouldn't tell the guys to man up, because all these guys need to man up at some point.
Yeah.
What I can't figure out is why none of these offensive coordinators can figure this out. How is it just Philadelphia that I can figure? Like, if Beth was watching, she'd be laughing at me right now. You know, like I that doesn't make any sense to me. You know,
right? And why can't the defensive coordinators figure out how to stop it?
Well, it's harder to do, because if your line is bigger than their line, and that's how they win.
Yeah.
So it's the defensive line that's not big enough.
Right.
That's how that works. That's why it works 70 to 80%. And remember, it doesn't work 100%.
Right.
They have missed. But
we saw it miss on Josh Allen.
Well, no, I mean with Philly, they've actually missed.
Well, I've seen Philly miss too.
Yeah, it really happened more in the first 6 weeks when they were missing it, because that center wasn't really he wasn't ready to do it. Remember,
right.
Jason Kelce was the guy.
Yeah,
he was the cog in that push tush, or tush push, whatever. Yeah, yeah, I'm screwing it up. Whatever.
It ain't hard thing.
Yeah, it's not. But Kelce was that guy. People are forgetting that. You need a competent center to do that, and a center who's practiced that. So to make centers all over the league do that now, I just don't. Isn't it easier to get 5 guys or 6 guys to push to the point where you can get that running back or a bigger running? Hell, make it. Let's bring the fullback back. You know,
right?
Who's that guy in San Francisco who they just re-signed as the fullback?
Shit.
Yeah, he's actually more known for who he's dating than actually being a fullback in the NFL. Don't ask me who it is, but I know from watching TMZ and a bunch of other things, he pops up on it every once in a while. So yeah,
Kyle. Yep, Kyle.
So he's as big as the quarterback there and George Kittle. Those are the 3. The wide receiver. That's why Tebow. What the hell is his name? The one who wants out of San Francisco, the wide receiver.
Debo.
Debo. I almost said Tebow. Yeah,
Tim Tebow.
Yeah, Tebow should have been a wide receiver.
But anyway. Go Gators.
He was good in college. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
he beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
That was I'm not a Steelers fan. I feel for I feel for the Steeler fans that had to see that I can't even quantify that, and what else there would be that would be equal to that.
Right. That was just now you talk about a punch in the stomach.
I mean, the throw, it's just it's almost like it stuck to his arm, and that's how he threw. So I've taught my kid how to throw. It's up in the air and throw. At 20 years old, he'll be able to throw like a pro quarterback, even if he doesn't have the talent for it. You know,
right.
I don't understand how in all the years he was a quarterback, they couldn't teach him how to throw. It's amazing. But
it reminded me of Rookie of the Year. Remember when he broke his arm
Yeah. Okay. That does make sense. Yeah, that's a good equal. That's a good similarity. So, but yeah. Well, Debo Samuel wants out. Wide receivers are hell. Think about it. They're running back. Who's their running back? He's the best.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey. Like they got guys that you're picking number 1 or number 2 in multiple fantasy drafts. Like Debo's the 3rd or 4th or 5th person they're going to go to, and he knows that. Like
Debo's gone, so they ain't got to worry about him no more.
Well, that's right. He did get traded, right?
Yeah, Debo's with the Commanders now.
Commanders. Oh God, I forgot.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just had to remind you.
You reminded me, man.
I'm sorry.
This is why we're 3rd and Philly's 2nd and Washington's 1st. Right. If Washington doesn't get 12 wins this year, I mean, it's a disservice to the team.
Yeah.
You know, Magic Johnson should sell his shares. I mean, say that 5 times. Sell his shares. Say that 5 times fast.
I probably could too. Sell his shares.
But I mean, getting back to the tush push, I think they do have enough. I think most teams don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where I do think later this month. Well, we're close to it. Today's the 24th, so it's got to be close. So maybe by next week we'll know what if the tush is no more by next week. That will be interesting.
And then the next question would be: are they doing something illegal? You know what I'm saying? Is Philly doing something illegal to keep having over a 90 or over 85% success rate with this thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of stuff that they're going to take in consideration where people are lining up. Because for me playing football, when I used to play football, you couldn't push nobody in the back that.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
no. Well, this goes back. I mean, we'll talk about this later. I don't see anybody on yet, so we probably won't. But this goes back to the pass interference rule. Yeah. You know, nobody. It's basically a hold, but nobody's. You know, they don't call it that, and they don't call it like it should be called. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of talking about amongst these bigger uptight guys. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm curious. Now, what you know more about this ramifications for a division title? So speak on that, whatever you know.
So I guess they're trying to make it so it's not going to go by. It's going to go by what team has the most wins.
Okay,
that's going to pretty much take the division instead of how many wins that are in the division.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, which doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't know.
I mean, it should be I think where this lies, and think about it this way, it's happened to the South, the NFC South, NFC South, and the AFC West.
Right.
So the AFC West has had low teams get in, like Seattle, and the NFC South go back to the 8 and 9. I want to say Saints, or 8 and 8 Saints, or 7 and 9 Saints, something like that.
Wasn't there an 8 and 9 team that got in the playoffs
this past year? Probably, I think so.
Yeah, so they're pretty much trying to do away with that, I guess.
That's just it. Like, it was an 8 and 9 division winning team. Yeah. So that I could see them wanting to get rid of, but how do you get rid of someone who wins their division? Unless you switch to you mess up the divisions or make them more, and see what this is what they could do. And it would be bye Dallas, which I would be okay with. Let's get them more in line to where they're at in regions
geographically,
geographic regions. So like,
that would bring either Miami or New England here, and send Dallas to the Midwest.
Dallas would go to the Midwest or South.
Yeah,
they'd have to replace them. I don't even know. You'd probably have to put Pittsburgh in with the East.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh or Baltimore or Baltimore.
But that's 2 Philly teams, though.
You mean 2
Pennsylvania teams?
Yeah. True.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so, I mean, they'd have to figure in 8 teams where they could split the AFC NFC.
Right.
So, I mean, you'd only have to need to add 1 into the NFC East, and then AFC East is actually pretty geographic. So
Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like Carolina, you know who it would be?
Carolina.
That's probably who it would be. Carolina would take Dallas' spot,
Yep.
and that would make sense. You put Carolina with the Giants in Washington. Okay, yeah. Can we get Goodell on the phone right now? Like that. That makes sense.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, keep Baltimore with Pittsburgh with Cleveland, and that whole little row of AFC North that works.
And it's staying in the AFC okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so
and that'd be gritty,
wouldn't it? Like Carolina isn't bad. Like they're going to get
wins.
That'd be
real gritty. Yeah, I like that.
They're going to get wins, and
you have to shake up the NFL definitely.
And think of it this way: you have regional teams playing each other too, and that should be on a regular basis.
Right.
Like you have the 6 games in let's go NFC East. So 6 games in the NFC East. That leaves you with 17. Actually, if they're going to 18 games, that leaves you 12.
Right.
So there's 4 teams in the NFC or AFC East. So 6 and 4 is 10. So 10 and 18. So there's 8 more games you could split around. But I think if you play the East all year, 4 and 6, that's 10 games in the East.
Right.
So nobody's flying far. Nobody's going far on those road trips.
Yeah.
And I'll even go one farther, which maybe I'm sure you'll know about this. The international portion of this.
I was just getting ready to say, it didn't make sense to me that we played the Panthers in Germany.
Because we're closer. That's why. We're on the East Coast.
Right.
But now, and I'm going off topic, and that's why we're still in football, so we could say. How about with international football, we make that the minor league? You know how baseball has minor league, basketball has the G League, hockey has the IHL.
Yep.
Why not make NFL Europe the minor league, get 32 teams in Europe and Africa and hell, and Asia? You could probably do it.
Right.
Get 32 teams to be linked with the other 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's their pool of people that they can pull from. Wow, we're just coming up with ideas here.
All the people that couldn't cut it. Yep, you couldn't cut it. I mean, that's why they got the
XFL. But here's the thing with the XFL.
But it's not national,
No, it's not national. There are 8 teams that play in one stadium. I don't like that concept. I don't care if you're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or not. I don't like that concept.
Right.
But if that was Danny's idea, I don't like that. I don't, his ex-wife, I'm sorry. I just don't like it. You got to have these teams play in their home areas. If you're going to call them the Houston, whatever, they play in Houston.
Playing in Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado or Birmingham. Like, who plays in Birmingham? No offense to Alabama, but we're from Jersey and New York. We're not watching Birmingham. We're not.
I actually was in Birmingham, Alabama
one
time. Yeah, it was just
it's a nice place, right? I'm like, my mother was there. I told her to move there. But anyway. So I don't want to get into that dynamic. But it's a nice place. My uncle used to live outside in Huntsville. So, he what I know about it, it's a very nice place.
Yeah.
But okay,
people are very generous too.
Oh, and, EWTN's around there too, so that they're very religious around that area too.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have on the list. I just saw this today. I think our buddy Justin put this up. Mm-hmm. Deion Sanders on where his son Shedeur should be drafted. Let's hope it's New York. Now all of a sudden, Deion wants his son in New York.
Yeah.
The Giants are considered the favorites to select Shedeur. I don't know if they're the favorites. Here's the thing, and we talked about this a lot on our Facebook page and everything else.
Yeah.
And probably last week too. Like Carter and Hunter are probably more of the favorite, depending on what the Browns do. The Browns go Hunter, we get Carter. The Browns go Carter, we take Hunter. Right. I don't see where Shedeur Sanders falls in that. So I don't know who Dion's listening to. Do you?
Unless the Browns take Cam Ward and
Well, the Browns. Well, that would mean Tennessee took somebody else.
right.
See, if the Browns took Ward, Tennessee remember Tennessee. I don't see any trade up and down.
Wait, the Browns have the first pick, right? Second?
Yep, second pick. That's why they were upset when Tennessee won. Or remember we lost that game?
Yeah.
That moved Tennessee up. That moved Cleveland up. So what do you think? I mean, Dion, is he nuts? Is he? I mean, he if he were to drop to 7, that would even be better too. You're playing behind. Who's the new Jets quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I think that's even better than being behind Jameis, because Jameis, he's 30. He's got 2 years. He's gonna play the 2 years more than likely, unless he gets hurt. He's gonna play the 2 years. Justin has really never shown himself in Chicago when there were spurts in Chicago and there were spurts in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I think if Shador plays as a Jet with those wide receivers and that running back in Brees, what the hell is this? Brees. I know it's Brees.
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall. Thank you, Bryce Hall. So this is why I need you more than I need you to tell me names.
And they got I think it's Braden Allen. Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wanted out of I think he went to Arkansas or Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, I think. So no, it was Arkansas.
He's a bruiser.
That's just it. Like, the Jets are going to be a good team in that division. Doesn't matter who they take. If they take Genty, they take Shador, or they find somebody else. We'll see.
Let's hope they get Genty, because I don't want them going to the Cowgirls.
And they picked before the Jets, so they could take him. I mean, that's a very good possibility.
And I don't think the Jets, after the Aaron Rodgers ordeal, I don't think they have any draft capital to trade up.
No, I don't think they do either. We're going to see them just do that. So
right.
We'll talk about that on our show on Thursday on the 24th. That's going to be fun watching that live. Yeah. I can't wait to do that. I hope we have people watching us then.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, so we definitely think this isn't going to happen. More than likely not. Anyway. Okay, next. So this came out on, I think, The Athletic. I'm not going to pull it up, but these are the draft steps for the Big Blue View rules for draft success. This was written by somebody on Big Blue News. So it's a Giants website. So 6 steps to their draft success. 1, draft value over perceived need. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, at 3, we should draft the value, which would be Hunter, and or Carter. So I don't think Sanders, who is the need, is necessary. So that's where that goes. Number 2, if you don't have a franchise quarterback, get one. We can get one in the second round if we want.
Right.
I think our buddy James would agree. Jackson Dart is probably going to be in the top 15. He keeps.
I think I got him going 17th, somewhere around there.
I keep hearing 10 to 15, so that's either way.
And the crazy thing is, I think he might even go to the Steelers.
Wow,
how would that? That's probably why they don't.
That would be interesting. That would be a great pickup for them if they can get it. We'll see. Yep. I mean, but then there's other quarterbacks in that lower first to second round that are formidable to be utilized. There's got to be a Lamar Jackson somewhere. Remember, Lamar Jackson got the Baltimore Ravens traded back in at 32 to get Lamar Jackson that year.
So that's what they're saying that Milroe may be.
See, and
that's Lamar Jackson type.
If he truly is, he'll dispel the Alabama quarterback mystique of being a bad quarterback in pros.
Yeah.
There's not been a good Alabama quarterback since Joe Namath.
Right.
I mean, I venture anybody to
because Tua,
Tua has not proved himself. I'm sorry.
Right.
He's the best one, but that's now. But
right.
If he can win a title, but he's never shown it. And now with the concussions, he may never. Right. So
I like Jalen Daniels from Kansas.
Yeah. Oh wait, Jaden. There's another Jaden.
Jalen Daniels, yeah.
Oh, Jalen Daniels. Oh,
yep, from Kansas. I thought he had a. I mean, they didn't have too good of a year, but they did beat Colorado.
Well, if he's anything like Daniel Jones and we get him in the 3rd or 4th round, that's at least better, right?
No, he's nothing. He's like
better.
Oh, he's way better than Daniel Jones.
Okay.
I actually had him going. If he would have had a good year this year, mark my words, he probably would have been first.
Wow.
But he had a fall off, couple injuries, so he slid dramatically. And then we even got Kyle McCord from Syracuse.
Okay.
He was the number one. I think he was the pass leader in the ACC.
I think I talked about McCord in our first or second week, and I like it. You like it. Our friends don't like it. So that's
of course not. Not another Syracuse quarterback, because that's where DeVito. I mean, he's from Illinois, but he played for Syracuse too.
But who's the better Syracuse quarterback? I know he threw up on the sideline.
Kyle McCord by far.
Who?
You talking about DeVito?
I'm talking about Syracuse as a whole. Think of the years past.
Donovan McNabb.
Yes, that's who I'm talking about. That's probably the best Syracuse quarterback. So,
yeah, the most established, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he made a Super Bowl. He threw up and lost, but he made a Super Bowl.
Definitely.
So that I mean, if McCord could be that guy in the 3rd or 4th round, I think that's a strong pick. So we'll see what Shane does. This really truly needs to be Shane's best draft he's had as a Giants GM. Like
so far, last year was his best draft.
But this needs to be the best one. Like he did well last year. There's no doubt. All the guys are still on the team from what I've seen, and we'll talk. I got a Gettleman thing that I'm going to reference at the end of this real quick.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, but I found it.
To hear that.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Number 3. Do not take running backs in the 1st round unless his name is Saquon Barkley, unless he's a finishing piece. So he talks about this a little bit with Saquon. The problem with picking Saquon too, in my opinion, we picked Saquon with no offensive line.
Right.
If we had an established or somewhat established offensive line, Saquon would have flourished. Saquon would have stayed. Saquon would have been on the Ring of Honor.
Eli would have got another chip. Yep.
So. And he might have got a Super Bowl. Like, let's be real. So I think that's if there's a legit running back, yes, you take him. But
yeah, we failed DJ. We failed Saquon.
Yes.
If he doesn't get it right, he's out the door. Simple as that. He knows his job is on the line.
Exactly. Number 4, when in doubt, draft a lineman. Well, my thing on that, and that's a Gettleman thing too.
That's
he drafted the wrong lineman.
Hog mollies.
I forget who he drafted. I think it was Andrew Thomas, and he should have drafted Tristan Wirfs. You remember that draft? I sure as hell did. Like Tristan Wirfs, who won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, should have been our left tackle. I don't understand what Gettleman was thinking. He was the perfect GM in Carolina from 13 to 16.
Didn't he draft Eric Flowers too?
He did. And wasn't he the same number as Andrew? No. Andrew Thomas was 78. 74. Oh, was he? I thought he was.
Flowers was 74, I think.
And Thomas was 78. That's right. Oh,
yeah. Who's actually still in the league on the team, by the way, at guard.
He's a backup. That's why he knows how to play, just not well and not for long. Okay, number 5.
2 plays at max.
Probably 2 plays per round per half. Trade. So I love this one. Trade down, not up. Now, if you're high enough, yes, trade down. But if you're if you're going into the second, going into the third,
you trade up.
Trading up makes more sense because you don't know how those lower players are going to be.
You just don't trade up and get a damn Kadarius Toney again.
What you don't do, you don't trade. Oh God, yeah, I'll bring that up in a minute. You don't trade up. Let's say if you're at 20 and go to 10, you don't do that. You're giving too much away.
Yeah, that's too expensive.
Yep, exactly. And the number 6, don't ignore your strengths. So whatever your strengths are, you stack them up. That's what. So if your strengths are the offensive and defensive line, you stack that up.
Where did we fall last year as far as sacks? I know we were leading the league at one point.
Getting them or getting sacked?
Getting the sacks.
Don't know. I thought we were in the top 10, but we were also in the top 10 and getting sacked.
And true indeed.
Yeah.
So I'd say our strong point would be sacking the quarterback. We got to build on that.
Yep.
Which I think we're going to do with these new couple of pieces that we got.
Definitely. So I'll go through this quick. By the way, that guy who wrote it, Ed Valentine, New York Giants News. So that's what it was, New York Giants News. So any Giants fans, you don't want to read these. They're getting a lot of information from New York Giants news. Okay, we got pro days. Got a bunch of them over the next week. So I'll just talk about what they are real quick. You see Auburn, Boston College, Bowling Green, East Carolina, Iowa's going to be big for the offensive linemen and defensive linemen. They got big boys out there. Louisiana, Marshall, Miami. So that's Miami. Cam Ward's going to be. He did his pro day today.
I just watched it.
Did you? Okay.
Was it? Jeez.
I'm not surprised.
Like how can you not want him?
Yep.
How can you? He does it so fluently, makes it look easy. Every throw on point. The only problem I had with
the
only problem I saw was timing. Is a little off. Timing, like instead of leading his receivers, the ball was a little behind, but still catchable.
Okay.
So instead of it being, if he's running this way, instead of it being here, it's right here. And he did that a couple of times. And
we'll see in Tennessee what he does.
Right.
As long as Tennessee goes that way, we'll see in Tennessee what he,
Yeah.
North Carolina, if they got some players there. Northern Iowa, SMU, Toledo, Troy, UNLV, and University of Texas, San Antonio. Okay, that was today. Tomorrow, we got a few. Dartmouth, Ivy League school. So you might get that one guy out of there.
Right.
East Carolina,
like Old Dominion.
Yes, Old Dominion. Harvard. They only produce usually one per 5 years.
Right.
Nebraska, Rice, UConn. UConn's getting better at football. They're not there yet, but they're getting better. Louisville, Mercyhurst. What the?
I never heard of it.
I don't even know where that is. Like, is that somewhere in Long Island? I don't.
I never heard of it.
Where did the Jets play way back when in the 90s and 2000s before they started practicing somewhere? Oh God, it was at a college. Was it Ithaca? I think it was Ithaca.
Could have been Ithaca.
Yeah, because I think that's where they got Corbett. If I remember,
it was Ithaca. It was Ithaca.
Yep,
I do remember that.
That's where Corbett. He went to college there. That's where they got him. Yeah. And he's from New Jersey. He actually he grew up in Marlboro. Okay, so that's our one Jet story. Tulane and North Carolina State. This is the one I'm intrigued with because this is Genty on Thursday.
Right, Boise State.
Yep. LSU, Navy, Ohio State. Big ones.
Okay. Yeah. Army and Navy both were phenomenal schools this year.
Yes.
They got a lot of talent.
But the problem with these Army and Navy guys, they have a commitment that they got to do before they go. So it's just like basketball, like with who's the big one? David Robinson.
Yeah.
He had to do a 1.5 year commitment, and then they actually made it, I think, 6 months. If I remember, they shortened it. Now, I don't know how that applies to football. I don't think I've ever seen a professional Army or Navy guy that isn't 29 or 30 years old.
Yeah,
So
no, you're not gonna.
So I'm curious who's that first guy who's going to be the David Robinson that they knock it down, So, I mean,
it's going to be.
My guess it would be a defensive player because you figure the way they play offense, that's not how anybody plays offense in the pros,
right?
But Army's done it well, and they did it well this year. I mean, they were ranked. Remember, they were ranked for a good part of the year. I think they won their bowl game too, if I remember correctly.
Yep, they did.
So, Navy's not bad, and that's my cousin's team. My cousin's a Navy admiral, but
okay.
So I have my heart with them too. But my grandfather was also he was an Army guy. He didn't go to West Point, but he was an Army guy. Okay. So there's a back and forth,
Yeah. Yeah, my brother was Army. So.
Oh, well, your brother. So you're Army. There you go. I get it. Ohio State, they got a couple good ones. Wide receiver, Marvin Harrison, I think, right?
Yeah, he went to.
That was last year.
He went to.
Who's Ohio? Oh, it's the running backs this year with those two. That's right.
Judkins and Johnson, I believe.
That's who. It's the two running backs. So one's probably going to go in the first round. The other one's going to go second or third. We could get him. We could probably get that second guy. We can kick Singletary out, take him.
I like Scatterbull. I think Scatterboo's going in the first round too, though.
I do too. Yeah. See, if Scatterboo drops to the second, if I'm Shane, I take him because then that solidifies it. You can make him a fullback. You can make him a
That's
tight
your
end.
extra young guy. That's your Brandon Jacobs.
Yep.
And he's fast.
Yep. I think there's so many things that Dable can do with him. So that would be.
BJ ran a 4.5, right?
4.5, 4.6, something like that. Yeah, I mean he did pretty well. So, So we'll see. Okay, what else we got here? South Dakota State, Stony Brook. That's a New York school. Texas State, USF. That's South Florida, Virginia Tech, and Western Kentucky. We got 2 more days or 3 more days technically before our next show. So I'll go to that. Army is the 27th. So that's
Army. Yep. Holy Cross, really?
Merrimack, yep.
Merrimack.
Morgan State. A lot of these are D2 teams. North Dakota State, Texas A&M, Villanova. Florida's on there, so there goes to Florida. James Madison, Mississippi State, and Notre Dame. That's the big one. You're going to get at least 10 guys from Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Going to go to the pros.
Wait a minute. Isn't Howard? They're
Howard's HBCU.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see them. They might have already gone.
Not Howard University. I mean the quarterback Howard.
The quarterback Howard.
Was he for Notre Dame or?
No, not Notre Dame. No.
Ohio State.
No, you're thinking
I can't
Michigan.
Remember who?
Michigan.
Okay, Howard played for Michigan then. Okay.
Howard played for Michigan. The only reason I remember because Howard, also the basketball player, Howard played for Michigan basketball.
Okay, yeah, Juwan Howard. Yep.
Juwan Howard. That's how I made the connection on that previously. So Jacksonville.
I like that. That makes sense.
In my old age, I'm making connections.
Right.
So Jacksonville State, Maine, Maryland, Ole Miss, Penn State. So those are big ones. Ole Miss and Penn State. Those are big ones.
Look at Jack State. That's what's up.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then on the 31st, when we go back on our next show, Sacramento State. So no, I don't think anybody's going to that. Who knows? Somebody might.
It's still going to be televised somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah, probably in Sacramento. So, all right. I'm going to hold off on this again because we got to get to do that closer to the draft day. So, okay. This one, we got nobody on, so we got to start messaging Al and Justin to have them watch. I want them to comment on this pass interference. I really do. I'm really and honestly, I want to hear James. I know he's working. I know he's working, but I'd love to hear feedback on what they what they think about this. Yeah. So this pass interference thing, it's my brother-in-law Colin brought it up, and it's a damn good talk. I mean, if you get 4 or 5 guys, you could probably get 2 hours just talking about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, okay.
There's a lot that goes into that right there.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about before with Mr. Gettleman. The New York Giants draft class of 2021, which is who are no longer on the team. And so that's only 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. That was Gettleman's last class. So Shane came on in 22. So the first draft pick was Kadarius Toney, number 19 draft pick. He gone. Azeez Ojulari, we just lost this past year.
Eagles,
Yep. Aaron Robinson.
Always hurt every year.
That's why I don't remember him. He's always hurt. Ellerson Smith, was he a special team guy?
Linebacker. We just had too much depth, and then Micah McFadden stepped up, so
So
his role diminished.
Gary Brightwell, if I remember correctly, Brightwell was a running back. There's just not enough room in that running back class.
He's gone, yep.
And then Rodarius Williams, was he a safety?
He's another cornerback.
Cornerback, okay. So like all these guys,
he could have been a running back.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't say where they went, but I know Tony's bounced around, and Azeez is the only one who might actually do something. But
Tony is in jail right now.
Oh, is he? Oh, jeez.
Nah, he might not still be in jail, but he just got locked up for some domestic.
Really?
Something retarded that everybody saw coming.
Wow.
I don't understand what Gettleman was thinking when he drafted this guy. But
he saw his speed.
I mean, it was. If we can go back to that draft, there was way more receivers, and we traded back. We had a high draft, but we traded back for this guy.
Yep,
that was the draft that Dallas, the Dallas got Micah Parsons, right?
You're right.
Gettleman knew what he was doing. He wanted to run us into the ground because he knew his time was up.
Yep, I think you're right.
Bleep you very much, Mr. Gettleman.
That's right. I wanted to bring this up because, like I said, we're getting closer to the draft, and I did a little Wikipedia research, and I'm like, he was actually really good, so it was a good hire. It was just a bad 4 years. That's what it was. I mean, and apparently he had a lot of players who did not like the way he brought a team together too. So go figure.
And then he drafted the wrong players as well. So
he did. All right. TWIB, This Week in Baseball. The rest of the MLB starts on Thursday at 3:10, all the games. And who made their prospective MLB rosters? Well, since we're Yankee fans, we'll talk Yankees first, right?
Oh, but of course.
So Warren, he's going to be our number 4 starter. He's
Heard
one
that.
of the – yeah, so and Stroman 3, Carrasco 5. God help us. I have to do the sign of the cross.
Like I said, we're all banking on Stroman. If Stroman can get his act right, then it can be a very formidable squad.
I don't like Yankees who wear the number 0. That they become a problem. Look at the guy who's now a Met or was a Met. I can't think of his name though. White guy who couldn't shut his mouth, would not shut his mouth. Got kicked off the team, or they didn't sign him again. And then he became a Met, and he kind of became a Yankee killer for a while, and I can't remember his name. Someone will talk about that. But yeah, so Clark Schmidt's also still on the roster. He could be the long man. He also could replace one or the other if someone.
Yeah, he's starting the year on IL, right?
He started date. He was day to day, but he'll start on. He'll probably start in the bullpen, even though they got him as a 6th person on the roster, so it's possible. Now, in your opinion, Heel comes back in June.
Mm-hmm.
Who comes off? Is it Carrasco? Is it Warren? Is it Stroman? Is it Schmidt?
Stroman.
You think it's Stroman? I think Stroman has to do real bad to be the one off. So I'm honestly going to go Carrasco. I don't know if Cookie has enough.
I was thinking that would have been my second.
Yeah, I don't know if Cookie has enough. I have a hopeful wish for Warren that he'll do well. So I
like Warren.
Yeah, so I think a Warren Schmidt 4 or 5 would be really good too.
I didn't know we still had Tim Hill either.
Yeah, so Devin Williams is our closer. We knew that.
I thought Tim Hill went somewhere else.
No, he's the oldest guy on the team too.
It wouldn't be like 57.
No, he was born the year I graduated. I graduated from grammar school.
So he's about what, 41, right?
1990. He's actually 30. Let's see, 20, 30, 35. He's only 35.
Oh, he's young.
He's the oldest pitcher. Actually, he's actually the oldest pitcher by a month.
Jeez.
Fernando Cruz was born in March 28th, 1990.
I didn't even know we had a Fernando Cruz.
Oh yeah, he's one of those minor leaguer guys.
That's why.
But we still got Mark Leiter. We got Clayton Beater, De Los Santos.
We still haven't heard anything about Loizaga?
Loizaga? Yeah, he's on the team. Loizaga,
okay.
yeah. He's on the team. But I mean, we have a lot of guys. We'll see who. Remember, today's the 24th. Someone's going down to Scranton at some point.
Right.
So I don't think it's a Loizaga. And with the new signing today, you said that we signed a left-handed pitcher.
Left-hand pitcher, yep.
Yeah. So someone on this roster is going off. So.
Oh, definitely.
Now catcher is interesting. So did you see the video of the catcher getting told that he was staying with the team? And do you know the catcher I'm talking about?
I did not.
J.C. Acera.
Okay.
So Aaron brought him in, said, long story short, this is a hard day. We bring all these guys in, sometimes they got to go down, but you're staying with us.
Okay. So but he's the better of the catcher out of the
What's funny, he bats left just like Austin Wells. So that's intriguing. So that means Austin Wells can hit lefty. He's getting better at that.
Yeah.
So if you spell Austin on a right-handed day, I mean, this is where Aaron's going to make his money. He's going to have to figure that out.
Right.
And Ben Rice is still on the team, but I think he's a day away from getting sent down again.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's inconsistent.
He's just not good enough comparatively. So
right.
Paul Goldschmidt, first base, Cody Bellinger backup, DJ LeMahieu will be the bench coach by June.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Oswaldo Cabrera, he's the infielder probably going to be. That's going to be he plays every position. Jazz at second. They got Jazz at second here. I implore ESPN and Yahoo, change him from third to second base, please.
They still got him at third, yeah.
Yes, they still have.
I've seen that earlier.
In both of my leagues that I'm in on both ESPN and Fantasy, I drafted him on both leagues, hoping that they would move him to second because I want him at second.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm like, they still have him at third. And it's like, even on the list, he's at second base. So, and the backup is DJ. So that scares me. That's DJ over Oswaldo Cabrera. And they already sent Shumeki, who played today. Shumeki, he played today, but he's being sent down to the minors. Now, third base, they got Oswaldo Cabrera. I like that. Oswaldo's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
And they got DJ again.
Fast, swift, and athletic, too.
Yeah. So they're going to have to put Peraza at third. I don't see why, Peraza's not at third, but because DJ's not really a guy to count on. Now, they probably will have him at third eventually. They just got DJ penciled in for right now. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think I'm wrong here. There's multiple thirds. Okay, hold on. There's 6 different thirds. Okay. Yeah, so DJ is there, but I don't think he's going to be there. Jazz is there, but he's playing second.
So it's got to be
Andrew Velazquez might be the guy. He might be the 26th guy.
Oh.
Yeah. He could play multiple positions, and he's a switch hitter.
Okay. So, 2 switch hitters.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
And he can play short. He could play third. So our infield is set. Our outfield, Jason's in left, and he's going to stay in left until he dies there. Like he has to figure out how to play left field in all 30 stadiums. He has to. You know, you can't keep putting Cody or Aaron there or Oswaldo when Oswaldo's playing third. You got Cody at center, Aaron in right, and it says Giancarlo at DH, but we got an immense amount of people that could be the DH.
Oh, yeah. You know?
So I think my pick of 95 wins might be even lower than they could do with that team. They just have to pitch.
Right.
You know, so I maybe you can look up, I don't know, is there anybody else that made teams that, you know, I could do it, so I could try to do it.
Where's Brower pitching? Isn't he pitching overseas or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still pitching overseas. He's not. There was talk that the Yankees should pick him up. There was talk the Mets should pick him up. Let's see.
I mean, I just say just give him a spin just to see what he's got. What's the worst that could happen? You don't have to pay him anything, really.
If he agreed to a minor league deal, that would be great, I think. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see what the Mets got. I'm curious. Why can't I click it? They won't let me. Oh, I got to click the symbol. Okay. Let's see what the Mets got. Depth chart. Manaea, Holmes, McGill, Canning, Peterson. Yikes. That's their starting five. With Senga, who's still hurt, but he's their sixth. And Montas. That's not a browbeating pitching staff. And actually, if I'm correct, Manaea's hurt too. So I think Clay Holmes is starting for their first game.
I believe he is a starter for the first.
Now their bullpen's not bad with Diaz, but he's still a little worn. Stanek, Garrett, Budo, Minter, Kranick, Blackburn. Blackburn was pretty good. Young and Brazoban. Brazoban could be the new good guy. I have to learn how to say his name. Hazakar. Who was Scar? Brazoban. That's a name. So those are the relief pitchers.
Okay.
Alvarez is their catcher, with Torrens being the backup. I think that's a better 1-2 catcher for the Mets than they've had in a while.
Yeah.
Mets, let's see, first baseman, Alonso, second baseman is not McNeil right now. He's out. He's hurt. Supposedly he's out till at least the middle of April. So Brett Beatty's going to play second. That's intriguing. So that to me means Luis Angel Acuna is not ready yet.
Yeah.
Or they're not ready to bring him up. Are they going to do another Pete Alonso with this guy? I wonder. Remember what they did with Pete Alonso?
I hope not.
They almost didn't bring him up because they wanted to keep him for longer.
Yeah, and they brought him up, and then he went off. Yeah.
Yep. So I don't think they should do that with Acuna, but we'll see what happens. Vientos is at third, and Lindor at second.
It's not going to hurt him to bring the kid up.
No. See, and that's just it. Second base would be your weakest link until McNeil comes back. So Beatty could be the backup to everything while you have Acuna there. But this is the way they want to go.
Yeah.
So let's see. Left field to right. You got Nimmo, Taylor, Soto. Their designated hitters are two people, Winker and Marte. So at least they're doing it right. They have one lefty DH, one righty DH.
Yeah.
So that means the odd man out is Tyrone Taylor, which is interesting, and Jose Siri. So those are the odd men. Yeah, those are the odd men out right now. So we'll see how they go with that. But with that team, I mean, their pitching staff scares me. But the Mets should, if they can get some pitching going forward, like by the trade deadline, it's very possible there might be a pitcher or two that might be available.
Right.
So,
I think so.
I mean, it would behoove them to do this. So What else? I don't want to do that. What other teams should we look at? You know what? Let's look at the Dodgers. I'm curious who
I
they
was
got.
getting ready to say the Dodgers would be the team. Would be a team to look at.
Yeah. So these are some of these guys are the guys I drafted in my. I wasn't stupid. I drafted Yankees and I drafted Dodgers. If I'm going to win, I'm going to win with them.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Did it right.
They got a lot of guys on 60-day ILs. River Ryan, Gavin Stone, Clayton Kershaw, and Tony Gonsolin. Wow, all pitchers, and they have Shohei Ohtani listed as a pitcher.
Okay.
He says he's not pitching till June, or at least it's been said. So, do they go to a 6-man because they already got Yamamoto in the line in the pitching line?
I think they're fine.
I mean, they're back in. It's Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Glass now.
Not rush them if they don't need to. They already got.
They do. And see, Glass now being your third is really the best third in the league.
Right.
Like there's nobody better as a 3 than Tyler Glass now. Like 6'8", 225. His fastball is ridiculous. He's not 100 out all the time, but he knows how to place it.
Yeah.
So how he's 3 under Blake Snell, I don't know, but I think maybe I think Blake Snell is making more money and he's also older, so that's probably part of it. But let's see, their bullpen, they got a stacked bullpen. Tanner Scott's their closer. Trinan, Yates, Vesia, Banda, Kasparas, I don't know, Dreyer, I don't know, or Dreyer, and Luis Garcia. But hell, they got
crazy
2 lefties in Banda and Vesia. Will Smith, their catcher. I hope he does great because I got him. And Freddie Freeman
last year.
He did. And Freddie Freeman. I picked Will Smith up in the 3rd round. That was crazy.
That was a steal.
I could not believe he dropped.
That was a steal.
Freddie Freeman I got in the 2nd. Yeah, so Freddie should do well as long as he comes back to play. He was day to day, but he's supposed to start playing on Thursday again, so we'll see.
Okay.
Tommy Edman, the World Series and League Championship Series MVP, Tommy Edman. He batted 9th, and I think he was batting like over 400 in both those series.
Crazy.
Switch hitter, second baseman. He by the statistics, he's probably the best second baseman in the league, and he bats 9th. Like it's insane.
See, we need that type of production out of him.
Our 9th. Well, if we put Volpe in the 9, like we had Gardner in the 9, that would be great. But then who's our 1? It eventually should be Dominguez,
right?
Like a guy who can hit left. He's lefty who can hit both and hit with power and also hit for hit average. Max Muncy.
I say it every time we talk Yankees. These young guys have to step up to the plate.
Amen. They have to. They absolutely have to. Oh man.
Because why are we paying you guys all of this? Well, why are they paying you guys all of this money?
Yep, I know.
You give me 50,000, I'll smack a home run. I'll get you 1.
You know who that guy is on the Dodgers? Enrique Hernandez.
Yeah.
Kiki. So, Kiki's the ultimate 10th man on that team. So you got Mookie Betts at short, Conforto in left. I got Michael Conforto in left field on the Dodgers.
That was an interesting move.
I picked him up I picked him up as a free agent. Nobody picked him up. I picked him. I'm like, he might do well there. You put him in a lineup where he can get RBIs.
Yeah.
And then Andy Pages, who's probably not the most flashy center fielder. And then in right field,
He had a couple plays in that World Series.
He did. And then Teoscar Hernandez is their right fielder. And that sucks for Teoscar. You're in a league with so many good right fielders. You're not even probably top 5. Like he's such a good player, but because there's other right fielders that are better than him.
Where do they have Soto ranked in the right field?
Soto's
he
probably
shouldn't even be top 10.
No, Soto's probably because of his offense, he's probably 3rd. Yeah,
that's the right field though. Like that's not fair.
Well, don't get me wrong. That's why I'm kind of glad that the Yankees didn't pay him more than the Mets did.
Right.
We're saving our money and we have a right fielder back. We have a better center fielder than probably Judge was. Left field's going to suffer, but that's just because he's a rookie, or technically he is a rookie. And I remember I did say he's going to be Rookie of the Year, so I think he's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So the Yankees should be good. I almost cursed. Shohei Ohtani and Will Smith are the designated hitters. Like already, Shohei Ohtani's bad enough, but now you're putting Will Smith as a designated hitter. Oh my god, like that's
crazy.
They got. You know who it's good to be? It's good to be Magic Johnson. You own 2 teams that play so well. You're going to be in the limelight for a long time. Doesn't matter if it's winter. Doesn't matter if it's summer. You're going to be in the limelight.
Yep.
Not to go off tangent a little bit. Does he still have HIV? I haven't heard.
Highly doubt it.
I think he must have paid enough to somehow weed himself from it, right?
I would love to think so. I mean, with all of the money that he's making, I'm pretty sure he found a cure about 15 years ago.
Like he's still kicking, and I'm like, but he had HIV in 1992. He had to leave the league, and he's still alive. It's amazing. It's an absolute amazing thing.
So it is, you got rested, and God rest his soul, you got Eazy-E at the NWA who got HIV, and so, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
It definitely, I think it definitely has a lot to do with how much money you got.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right. All right. So we might have touched on this already, but I wanted to read this. Let's see. The rundown of 25 from Brian Hawk. Let's see if I can pull it up. Come on. It's loading. It's slow.
New faces, same Yankees.
Yep. Here we go. Okay. It's been another eventful spring in Yankees camp, beginning with the reversal of an outdated grooming policy. So what did you think of the grooming policy? You're okay with it now, right? Shaving and yeah.
I have no quarrel with it whatsoever. I feel like it's long overdue.
Long overdue. I agree. That's just one way of this year's roster will look different over the next weeks under the Florida sun. Injuries have altered the envision of the 26-man squad, which we discussed. It's a work in progress, according to Cashman. The roster changes all the time. It's certainly a different roster than how it ended last year, so we're learning a lot about the new guys. I think we have a good team, and we look forward to testing it when we deploy on March 27th. Well, that's what I'm very curious about. So it's a 3:10 start. Are you working? Do you work? Or are you able to see the game?
I'll be able to. Either way it goes, I can watch it on my phone.
Okay. See, I'll be driving home on Thursday, so I'll have it on my phone turned over so I can actually pay attention at red lights and whatnot. But so I definitely.
That's what I normally do. I normally put it on so I can hear it and flip the phone.
So I mean, I don't think I'm doing anything Thursday, but I mean that's every Yankee fan should be watching this game. Like you want to see what this team's going to be. Mets, I also say they should. I think their game's at 4:00. They should be They should be watching their game. Like I think they're in Houston, if I'm correct. You know, you two things with that game. You want to see your team. You want to see Soto in a first game as a Met, and what you also want to see is Houston to see how bad they are, given how Altuve's not as good. Is Altuve in left field? Because that's the rumor that's been going around that he's going to play left field. Like, I know we're New York sports and we talk New York, but I do follow. I'm like James to a point. I do follow other teams, and especially with fantasy baseball and the baseball thing we're doing on Pool Host right now. Like, I like to follow those players and get to know what they are. So I think Houston's an interesting.
Keeps you a lot more knowledgeable in the sport too. So.
Yes, and honestly. And on a side note, if you watch Jeopardy, if you get a baseball question, trust me, it helps. It really does.
Questions are hard too.
I watch it almost every day.
Even when you watch the Yankee games and they do the Yankees trivia, it's like,
that's difficult. How
did they notice?
Well, number one, they have a staff member that's one of those geek guys that does know all that. And
puts it in the air.
It's easy. You can Google all this. It's just a matter of how fast you can Google it,
Right.
So let's see. They talk about Rodon as they host the Brewers. So Rodon, it's going to be Rodon. It's going to be Fried. It's going to be Stroman. So Stroman's going to get the third game against Milwaukee, which Stroman didn't play for the Brewers. He played for the Blue Jays. That's right. So
I remember him playing for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Rodon said, I will say that there are some days I wake up in the morning and I'm like, do I need to shave today? Rodon being one of those guys that has to shave. That's what. Now, you heard about Austin Wells, right?
No.
Austin Wells, according to Aaron Boone and other guys on the team, has to shave twice a day. And had to do it before this whole thing. But now he might be able to get away with it if he can just groom it,
Yeah.
So, like,
that's funny.
And this is what as a professional team, I mean, they fly in these private jets, especially baseball. Okay.
Right.
Yankee Stadium's a mecca of baseball things in there. Yeah. Like they know so much. They have so much of different things. Hell, they're going to have tiramisu in the stands next year.
Are you serious?
In those little ice cream cups. I follow them on LinkedIn, and they posted something, and my wife actually told me this 2 days before. She saw it on TikTok. They're going to have, instead of the ice, they're going to have ice cream too. Remember, you get the ice cream in the little cups? There's going to be tiramisu. And it comes in the same thing. Now she's saying she might want to go just because the tiramisu is there. So
that is very high scale.
Oh yeah. Oh, they got sushi. They got. I mean, it was a 2 minute
tiramisu though.
Yeah, tiramisu. I mean, I'm not a fan of it.
I do not like tiramisu at all.
But
Tara, I don't like you. I don't like you or Masu. I don't like either one of you.
But yeah, they're good. They're going to have tiramisu at Yankee Stadium. I mean, that's
insane. How much is if a hot dog is $20? How much is tiramisu?
No, hot dog's 10. A hot dog's 10.
Yeah, I was over exaggerating.
Yeah. A hot dog and hamburger, they're in the 7 to 10 range. Trust me, I only eat a cheeseburger and a soda. I don't even want the fries. It's not worth it.
But there's so much better food right outside of it that's cheaper.
Probably. Well, see, not now. Now, like, you get now. I'm not a sushi fan either, but they got those sushi rolls really tight. And I've had sushi once. I'll never do it again. But, yeah. Oh, it was a bad experience. Never have wasabi after sushi.
Oh, I love wasabi.
It's too hot. Too hot.
As a matter of fact.
Oh, you got some? Oh no. Wasabi chip. Oh, wasabi blue diamond almonds. Wow.
They are fantastic.
Well, if we get somebody from Blue Almond to sponsor us, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can absolutely do that. Blue Almond and Pepsi, please.
Oh yeah. Oh, my mother loves Pepsi.
Yeah, I'm a big Pepsi guy. Anyway, I'm hawking to a point because anyway. that's our spiel for that 30 seconds. Okay.
Right.
So he talks about shaving, and there's been a lot going on. but guys going down to injuries is part of the game. Obviously, all of us want to be healthy and be on the playing field. It's something that as a team we have to roll with and go out there. Okay, that was a lot of nothing. What needs to go right? Obviously, Aaron Judge needs to stay healthy.
Definitely.
62 homer campaign in 2022 would be a great thing to have again.
Anything above 50 is good.
I'll even go this far. You got Cody Bellinger hitting you either before or behind you with Stanton probably coming back at some point.
Yeah.
Judge hit 65 plus. I think he could even hit 70. It's possible. He stays healthy, and if he plays 150 games, he will do it. Especially at DH, he'll DH as well. I think he can get to 70.
My thing is, I don't want you to hit 70 home runs and then hit 3 home runs in the postseason.
True.
Give me 50. Give me 50. I'm good with 50. Just give me the other 20 to 40 in the postseason.
Yeah, but if he gives me 3, he better hit 350 too.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want the runs scored. I want the runs kept from being scored. That's what I want.
How many ribbies did he have last year? Over 100 ribbies?
Yeah, and he only had 2 or 3. I know, but remember when he didn't only hit those 3, it was a complete failure of the whole team. The whole team forgot to hit. And
I'm not blaming solely Aaron Judge.
No,
starts with the captain.
It does. But with Cody and Goldschmidt, Jazz, Volpe, Austin Wells, I
think we're well rounded. I think we'll do good.
By next year, could you imagine if these guys still stay the same? It's a stud lineup, and then then next year you're bringing in Spencer Jones.
Ooh.
So that's another.
I didn't even think about that.
Think about this: Spencer Jones comes up in 26, plays center. You move Cody to first. Goldschmidt's on a 1-year deal, so he's gone.
Right.
I think that's a better team because Spencer Jones can hit home runs.
Yeah. I
mean, he's gonna have.
What if Goldie digs back in his bag and he has a fantastic season like the old Goldschmidt?
Oh, then he'll probably be on the Orioles by next year.
Because we just don't like to keep good talent, right?
Well,
jeez,
sometimes we keep talent too long too. Giambi, we kept him too long.
Oh yeah, he was.
Tino, we didn't keep long enough, but
I still feel like we should keep Gio.
Gio Urshela. See, he would have been good if we didn't have DJ at all. Like Gio staying would have been if DJ was not a Yankee at all. Yeah. That would have made sense. So I think DJ messed that up, being weird. So there's not much else in this article. Team Cy Young will be Max Fried, obviously. It's duh. Or Rodon. Rodon could be. He could get 20 wins too.
I see Rodon getting 20.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, here Yankee trivia. Let me give a Yankee trivia to the Yankee fan. How many consecutive opening day starts did newly minted Hall of Famer CC Sabathia make for the Yankees? Is it A4, B5, C6, or D7?
We'll go 4.
The answer is 6.
6.
Sabathia signed with the Yankees in 2009 and took the ball for every opener until 2015. When Masahiro Tanaka claimed the honors that in 15. Interesting. Masahiro Tanaka, that he didn't last long.
Not at all. What did he last? 2 seasons? 3 seasons?
2 seasons. 2 or 3 at most, yeah. That was a good question. I like that. They come up with some decent questions here.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so, okay, that's that. All right, maybe you've been watching more NBA. I mean, I know the Knicks have been slacking a little. The Celtics have been in a. They've been hit 600, playing 600 ball. They're not perfect.
No, they're definitely well over 600. I think they are number 1 in the East. Cavaliers are number 1 in the East.
Yeah, I mean playing 600 ball right now, like recently.
Oh yeah. They've been losing some close ones.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks, they're just waiting for Jalen Brunson to get back. The Knicks have lost to subpar teams. The Knicks are losing to teams that aren't even 500.
But they're still the third. Are they still the third? Or
I
have
think
they dropped?
They might be fourth or fifth.
Fourth. Oh wow, so they have dropped. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
I
like
knew they
said,
were.
they're losing to teams that aren't even 500 plus. Like,
Wow. See, I knew they were hurting. I think isn't Cat hurt too? He's been hurt for.
Yeah, Cat's a little banged up.
Yeah, so I have both of them on my fantasy basketball. So they've been on my bench. I can't even use them. So,
right. Yeah, that sucks.
So I mean, hopefully, like I said, we talked about it before. They're probably playing Cleveland again, first round or second round, if they, or Boston. Are they going to beat that? They're probably not. If they can't beat who they're beating right now.
Right.
So what about the West? The Lakers coming back out. I'm like,
we got OKC as number one. Memphis is in the hunt. Denver, I think, is fifth or sixth.
Really?
Lakers are fourth.
How is Jokic in five?
Well, they've been hurt too.
Have they? Okay.
Joker didn't play last night or the night before. Joker's missed a couple games. Murray's missed a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams right now are in the middle of kind of like resting a couple players here and there when they need to. So it's a lot of stuff up for grabs right now, but it's getting ready to be playoff times right around the corner. So a lot of stuff is heating up. Clippers are starting to get good.
Go figure.
They almost beat Oklahoma City last night. They lost by 2, I believe. That was I actually bet on that game. Ended up making out pretty good. So
that's good. So I'll talk about hockey. I pulled up the standings. So it looks like
our Rangers are out.
Yeah, well, let's see. The Rangers,
they're not bad, but they're not good either.
Let's see. They got 74 points. So what does that put them at? Let's see. Washington's 102. They're the best team in the league.
Okay.
Florida 89, Toronto 87. So if it's Carolina's at 90.
Washington Capitals. Did what's his name pass Gretzky?
Not yet. I haven't heard anything yet. It's probably he's got to be close. He's got to be close.
He's got to be because he was like 8 or 9 away, right?
That was last week. So yeah.
So he's got to be at least.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3. If that's 2, no, it's got to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 9th. The Rangers are 9th right now. Rangers are 9th, so that they'd be out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Jersey's got 80 points.
You got to be six to be in, right?
Top 4 make it.
And 6 is like 5, 6 is like wild card.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe.
Okay.
Or 5 plays 8. I think 5 plays 8, 6 plays 7. Gotcha. So that would put Jersey playing Ottawa, and 79, 80.
What's Jersey? 8, 7, 8?
They're 7th, so they would play 85. Tampa Bay.
Okay. Lightning.
Yep. Right now, and Carolina would play. Not Carolina. Toronto would play the lower seed, 8 seed Ottawa. Very interesting. Yeah.
Very. What are the Islanders?
They're even worse than the Rangers. They're 73 points.
Well, they've always been worse than
for a long time, yeah. No, the worst team right now, which is a shock because they have been good in the past, is Philly. The
Flyers, right? Yep, I heard they plummeted real bad.
The Flyers are 28 and 32. That's not good. Yeah. Only team worse is the Buffalo Sabres at 28 and 35.
Well, Buffalo.
Yep.
They can't get right.
Nope. And Boston's not good. The worst team in Boston is the Boston Bruins. Go figure.
Really?
Yep. Even the Patriots aren't. I mean, the Patriots might be close right now because of the team that they got.
Oh, they will be next year.
And the Red Sox are kind of mediocre. So, but this at 30 and 33, they got 69 points. It's not a good team. So,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't even look at the West yet. Let's see. West. Oh, wow. Winnipeg, 100 points. They got the best.
Winnipeg, really?
Yeah. Well, the Jets, they got the best player, who has not won a championship yet, and I can't think of his name. It's where I wish I want hockey people on to tell me. I know there's a guy they promoted in Winnipeg. He's a stud. They picked him first a couple of years ago. So, but yeah, they got 100 points. 48 wins. They're doing really good. The Dallas Stars are up there. Colorado.
Yeah, of course. Minnesota. Vegas is still doing good. Yep.
The Knights. That's the best team in Nevada. Like, there's nothing better in Nevada but the Vegas Knights. You know, the Raiders. They're not good. The A's, when they get there,
I remember being in Vegas. The Knights are an expansion team, right? They only like 2-3 years old.
And Seattle, the Kraken.
Okay, so I think the first year was 3 years ago.
I believe so. Yeah.
Vegas Knights, and I was in Vegas, and they stopped like the whole casino, just everything. This was in the New Yorker, by the way.
Oh, because they were in the finals. That's right.
Yeah, it was insane.
I bet.
They were doing a long train of a whole bunch of Vegas cheerleaders, and it was crazy. It's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, Vegas, Los Angeles, Edmonton, and Calgary, they're the tops in the Pacific. I mean, an Edmonton, Winnipeg Western final, I think, would be great for the sport. I just don't see it happening. Dallas is just too good. Vegas is too good. So Edmonton, I know they want to be good from what things I've read. I don't know if Gretzky's still involved with Edmonton or not. I want to say Messier is, but he's split between the Rangers and Edmonton. Messier is still doing ESPN. He's working ESPN, so he's really not affiliated with any one team. But he does tend to be a Ranger homer from what I understand. But, yeah, so we'll see what goes on. I mean, those top teams, Winnipeg and Washington, those are the top teams. Oh, this even gives me the wild.
His name, it's not Cole, is it?
No. For the Winnipeg team?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me go to their Winnipeg Jets roster. Let's see. Should pop up on that. Those first players are not the guy who I'm talking about.
These are, This is not even the.
Okay, here we go. I got to go down because it looks like they're in order of something. Maybe not. Connor Heelbrick and Eric Cormier. No, those aren't the guys. It's not a defenseman. Maybe it is Edmonton. Hold on a second. I'll go back. Maybe it's Edmonton. That's where I might be wrong. I think it's Edmonton. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The first player, Connor McDavid. He's the guy Edmonton picked. He's the next Gretzky. He's the next LeMahieu. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. So and he's a Canada guy. He's born and bred in Canada. So.
Okay.
If I go to his page, let's see.
They were saying a young kid from the Blackhawks was the next big thing. I forget his name.
Young kid from the Black. Well, his last 3 seasons, he's got 153 points, 132, and this season he's got 90. He's got a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
He had 64 goals 2 years ago.
Jeez.
And 89 assists. Last year was 32 and 100. That's a lot of assists. And 26 and 64 this year. So, I mean, this guy's a scorer. There's no doubt.
Yep.
He's from Richmond Hill, Canada. He's 28, but here we go. Net worth. So he's made a lot already in his, I guess, 3 or 4 years he's played. $30 million according to CelebrityNetWorth.com. Wow. Yeah. It's good to be the best. It's good to be the best player in hockey. It really is.
Yeah, definitely.
Weirdly enough, I'm looking at his picture right now. He looks like a Boulder friend of mine. That is weird. He's got this long face. and his hair is to one side, actually it's to the right. So this is my right. So yeah, his hair is to the right, and he's got this look. If you knew the guy, you'd see it, and maybe you might agree. It's a very strange picture. Okay, so I think that's enough of hockey. If we get more hockey people, we'll talk more hockey. I promise you that.
Start digging into some more hockey. I mean, I like hockey.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of my bowling friends who watch later on are big hockey fans. So I want to try to get a little hockey, but I want them on to at least commentate on something, like be in the comments and say something, you know?
Right.
So let's see. Shows for tonight. Let's see. Raw. So as I mentioned to you before, I said before, Raw was already live at 4:00
in
our
Scotland,
time, because it was in Glasgow, Scotland. So here are the results. It's actually going to give us the results, so I don't have to watch it. This is good. So, oh come on, I don't want that. Judgment. So the Judgment Day stand tall over Braun Breaker and Penta. Wow. So they interfered in the match between Penta and Braun Breaker. It says here the Judgment Day interfered in the Intercontinental title bout between Braun Breaker and Penta and viciously assaulted both superstars. Plus, undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena collided in another explosive verbal confrontation. CM Punk addressed Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins yet again. That happened at SmackDown last week too. Women's world champion Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley engaged in a brawl and much, much more. Okay. So Cody tore into Cena as usual. The Usos defeat A-Town Down Under. So
Usos. I like those.
Damn, they haven't hooked up in forever. Jay and Jimmy hooked up. What the heck? Okay, I'll have to watch that. So that's gonna be Jay and Jimmy haven't hooked up in years since they were actually heels. That's how long it's been since they've been on the same team. So they beat A-Town Down Under. No surprise on that. A-Town Down Under needs to disband.
They're that bad?
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad. Jimmy Uso saved Jay Uso from Gunther attack. So Jay Uso, I think we talked about this last week, is supposed to wrestle Gunther for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
So Gunther thinks, I guess, I'm going to keep attacking him. It's gonna knock him out or going to get him soft. Well, when you have your brother helping you out, it doesn't work. So
right.
Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra beat Raquel. Okay, she holds on to the championship. Wow, that might be one to watch. She continued her streak of being a fighting champion by defending her title against Raquel. If you watch any match tonight or tomorrow, that's the match because Raquel is so much bigger than Lyra. So I'm curious what Lyra did to win that match. You know,
right?
Okay.
That'll be interesting. I think I might take a look at that.
Yeah, Liv Morgan actually became a factor. No surprise. Her and Liv Morgan and Raquel are teammates. And then Bailey Bailey came out too to get rid of Liv and Raquel. Okay, that's gonna be fun to watch. Then they show Io Sky and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley brawling. Oh, that could be fun to watch. See, I like it better when the women brawl than the men. They tend to go at it better. You know, the men, I don't know, I've seen too much of it maybe, or I'm not seeing enough different stuff.
Yeah, nobody with their own little niche.
Yeah. Okay, this is new. Who the hell is this? El Grande Americano defeated Dragon Lee. So these two luchadors faced each other. El Grande Americano.
No-name luchadors.
Yeah, El Grande Americano is a no-name who made his WWE debut, taking on the LWO's Dragon Lee and beat Dragon Lee. That's interesting. CM Punk addressed Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And, oh, wow. So it looks like, who's this dippy? Not Dominic. Why am I forgetting his name? Come on, tell me his name. Finn Balor, thank you. Finn Balor's got a chair in this picture, hitting Braun Breaker in the back. as Breaker was trying to hit Dominic Mysterio.
Mm.
So that
Rey
seems to be
Mysterio's son, right?
at least Ray does say it's his son. Dominic does not.
Don't look nothing like him, huh?
Oh, they've had brawls. They've had fights. They've had actually matches against each other, back and forth. Yeah, the whole Dominic should have been who is no, what the hell is his name? You know who I'm talking about when I shake my arms like
Eddie Guerrero. No.
Thank you. Yes,
Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
Well, remember there was that whole shtick that Dominic was his kid back in the late 90s, and
I remember that.
Now they still use that, and I should have been Eddie's. Now
Latino.
And Dominic tries to do that. He'll do the 5-star frog splash. So
you know what? I do remember. I think I was talking with my cousin.
Okay.
And he was telling me that they brought Latino heat back, or maybe it could have been my good friend.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so WrestleMania. Let's see what the added matches are. So I told you we talked about John Cena and Cody. That's gonna they're gonna go on and on for the next 3 weeks. This match is April 19th and April 20th, Saturday and Sunday, live in Vegas. It doesn't say where. I don't think it's one of the major arenas. I just don't know which one. Okay, Io Sky versus Bianca. We knew that. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Tiffany versus Charlotte Flair. We knew that. So it's only one extra one so far. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This is going to be a street fight. They're going to figure out how they're going to do this. They had an unsanctioned fight the last time where Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn in the last PLE. So we'll see. I suspect Randy's going to win, but we'll see. I'm curious how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So that was that. All right. So let's talk about this. So I didn't want to go sad, but these things that happen. Boxing a little bit more than me, I think.
Yes, sir.
Legendary boxer and entrepreneur George Foreman has passed away. I believe it was this weekend, if I'm correct. It was like Saturday or Sunday. At the age of 76, his family announced. So any memories you want to?
I actually have a great memory.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, my grandfather and my uncle, they used to do security for the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canastota.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting Mr. Foreman, humongous guy, by the way. And I was the little tiny kid then, but I didn't really say too much to him because I was scared of him. But
I can imagine.
But yeah, he seemed like definitely a great guy, definitely a great fighter. Watching him on TV, like my grandfather, he's got all of his Foreman grills.
Wow. I had one back in the day. I don't think I have it anymore, but yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Foreman other than Rumble in the Jungle. I mean, I know historical stuff. Like I know what he did. I know he fought Ali. He lost Ali in the jungle.
Yep.
He and it says it here. I'll go to this. He had a 76-5 record. I mean, other than who's the guy who's undefeated and he's a jackass?
You talking about Floyd Mayweather?
Yes, thank you. So I know he's undefeated.
Like, the jackass. I know that's Floyd.
Yes. So he's the record is obviously a little different, but Foreman, I'd have to say, is more of a distinguished boxing career than even him. So
he even retired and came back and became champion again. So.
And he beat Donald Walheim at Madison Square Garden in 1969. So rest in peace to a legend. Okay.
Rest in peace to George Foreman.
Absolutely. Now there is more. I know we heard about this yesterday. A lot of us, especially Yankee fans, heard about this. Very sad.
Yep.
Prayers go out to the Gardner family. You're a father. I'm a father. I can't imagine losing a 14-year-old on vacation. I know James said something. It's ludicrous to even think about. Like, I'd be I have no words, honestly. I'd be a complete mess if my 10-year-old's one of them. You got. I can't imagine what Jessica and Brett are going through right now. And I know my heart. I know your heart. We all Yankee fans' hearts go out to Brett and absolutely Yankee strong. Well, I'll even go Giants strong. I think the Giants and Jets are definitely around.
All New York teams. Yep, all New York teams.
Absolutely. Miller Gardner, you're in our thoughts and prayers.
Definitely.
And one last one. It was a very personal one. And if you're friends with me, you saw it on Facebook.
Yes, my condolences.
I appreciate that. So, Betty Jensen, she was the companion to my father-in-law, loving mother, companion, and friend. And I had to put this in. She was even a mother figure to both Beth and I. Her sage advice for a lot of different things that she had gone through in her life to tell us, specifically us. Beth, we took that very much to heart. I always cry at funerals. Especially if I'm close. I mean, this was very. I met her son for the first time. I met her daughter-in-law. Very good people. It was a big. The room was filled. This woman was loved. That's what I want when I die. I want that room filled. That I affected that many people.
Yeah.
That's what I want in my little life that I have. So
definitely.
Betty, we'll see each other soon, I'm sure. And we'll, you definitely keep my father-in-law in your thoughts and prayers. It's not, it's not a funny thing. He's now lost 2 women in 11 years.
Yeah.
He lost his wife and now he's lost her. It's so my father-in-law, we're keeping him very close to us to, keep
definitely.
him, keep him going, so things don't brew up in his head. But I hope everybody, has their good thoughts out there.
Most definitely.
We'll end on that. I got 2 other things. I won't end on sad. That's the one thing I will never end on sad. So I saw this. I don't think you know. Do you know the Asbury Park Press?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. Asbury Park Press it's a local newspaper around here. They did a 64-song bracket like the NCAA's to determine with readers and fans most favorite song. So here's the Elite 8 as it's shown. I'm not happy with some of them, and I'll tell you why. Born to Run is in the top 8, which is fine. Good song. It beat Outlaw Pete. It beat My City of Ruins, which that's a tough one. I like that song. And it beat Badlands. Okay. Now, Born to Run is facing 4th of July Asbury Park. I don't think it should have made it to the Elite 8. And I'll tell you why. It beat Out in the Street, which I don't even know that song. Okay?
Yeah.
It beat Tougher Than the Rest, which I think I might have heard that at least once. But it beat a song that is dear to my heart, and I love this song. Hungry Heart. Hungry Heart is one of his best songs and probably could compete with Born to Run. 4th of July, Asbury Park, that's a holiday song. That's it's very central to New Jersey. See, that's why why I think every Asbury Park person voted for that. So
probably that makes sense.
Now, do you know Asbury Park at all?
I don't.
Oh, you don't. So when you were in Monmouth County, where were you?
I was when I was in Orange County.
No, Monmouth County. Didn't you say you were in Monmouth at all? Oh no, I thought you. Okay, never mind.
No, I've never been to Monmouth.
Oh, never been to Monmouth. Okay, you're missing out, bro. You're missing out.
Yeah,
I'm in Middlesex and I miss it.
Okay.
So the next,
I've been to a lot of places in Jersey, but Monmouth is definitely not one of them.
You get to Asbury Park, let me know. I'll meet you there. So 10th Avenue Freeze Out. You ever heard of that song?
No. I think, matter of fact, yes, I have.
Okay. So that beat out a bunch of songs.
Born to Run is just like that's
that's the number 1 seed. So I think So it beat out Lost in the Flood, which I never heard of, and it beat out Darkness on the Edge of Town. But here's my issue with that whole bracket right there.
Yeah.
Darkness on the Edge of Town is nowhere better than Born in the USA.
Nah.
In a first round match, Born in the USA lost to Darkness on the Edge of Town. I'm sorry. This is a screwed up bracket.
Where did this bracket come from?
Asbury Park Press.
Oh my God.
I have it right here, man. Asbury Park Press. I'm calling you guys out.
Asbury Park, what are you guys smoking?
Seriously.
Born to Run. Come on, man. Born to Run.
And Born in the USA. Born in the USA should be.
Born in the USA. Born in the USA probably trumps all of them.
Exactly. And even The Promise. The Promise did not beat New York City Serenade. Really?
What?
Yeah. It should have been Born in the USA versus The Promise, and Born in the USA should have won.
And then New York City.
And anything of that top four would have lost to Born in the USA. But anyway, it did not. Okay, the next one. It's a tough one because these are better. These are really good songs in this bracket. Okay, so Dancing in the Dark over Independence Day. I get that. I love Dancing in the Dark.
Dancing in the Dark is good.
And then The Rising beat Incident on 57th Street. So The Rising went up against Dancing in the Dark. That's a tough one. When that's a second round, that's tough. That should be a lead 8 or a final 4. That's how good those two songs are. So The Rising wins that one, which is fine. But it loses to Rosalita Come Out Tonight. I don't know who's voting. I truly don't. It's got to be guys who are high, women and men who are high from that era and still are high.
Still smoking on the Asbury Park pack.
Yep. So let's see. Let me see other songs that I know that should have made it and didn't. Okay, so the other number one that did make it, Thunder Road beat a bunch, and then Thunder Road should. Thunder Road beat If I Was a Priest, Meeting Across the River, and Streets of Fire. And Streets of Fire, that bracket came out good because Streets of Fire. Yeah, Streets of Fire against Thunder Road. I get it. It should both be there. So that
I heard Thunder Road, but I didn't hear the Thunder Road show.
Yeah. So the next one is I'm a little biased. I love Streets of Philadelphia. It won its first round, but lost to Backstreets. That doesn't make it. That doesn't make any sense. And then She's the One, which is a good song. It's not a great song. It's a good song. Made it to the 16 but lost to Backstreets. I don't know what Backstreets is. I gotta find out what Backstreets is. Like I've never heard of it. The next and then the last one. I gotta go down. Okay, The River. Good song. It's another number one. So that number one, this bracket, actually the number one plays the number two. So The River is going to win to play Jungle Land. That's two good songs. Now, there were other good songs in this. Because the Night lost to The River in the Sweet 16. Tunnel of Love lost in the second round to Jungle Land. Now, I love Tunnel of Love too. Like that album with Glory Days and Tunnel of Love and Dancing in the Dark, like those are great songs. That's what I grew up with. So here the lead 8 is The River versus Jungle Land, Thunder Road versus Backstreets, Born to Run versus 4th of July, and 10th Avenue Freeze Out versus Rosita Come Out Tonight. Now it's funny, and I didn't see this tonight. I might have to listen to that song. 10th Avenue Freeze Out was a number one team, a number one song, and I don't remember that song being a number one song. So that's the only one too. The River's a number one, and so is Thunder Road. So all four number ones are still in. It's the other ones that are a little off. So
it's like somebody who's being a little biased.
There's a lot of Springsteen that like the older songs more than they like the newer songs. So I don't see any. what is it? I'm on fire, losing to Hungry Heart. Okay. Streets of Fire. Okay, she's the one. See, I would have picked that over Backstreets. So I don't know. All right. Lastly, this is a self-promotion. My kid, my son Aiden, will be one of the 3 little princes in the show, The Little Prince, in Bloomsburg Theater production. And the show that he'll be in, which I'll actually be at the show, I got to get the tickets, is April 12th. So if anybody can get to Bloomsburg on that day, the show is 7:30 on that day. I know you're in Syracuse. It's a little far to get to Bloomsburg, but it actually might be the same distance for me and you. It takes me about 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, that's about right. So that actually might be shorter. It might be actually shorter for me.
You might have a straightaway.
It might be about an hour, about 2 hours.
How close are you to 81 in New York?
I'm right next to 81.
There you go. You take 81 straight down, you're going to go west once you hit Route 80 in Pennsylvania. Yeah. And it's only about 20 miles west.
Right.
So you might be closer.
Yeah. Scranton is like what? Scranton is 45 minutes, an hour away from here.
Interesting. So, yeah, Scranton's about 1.5, an hour and a half for me too, actually. Yeah. Hour and a half for me. Although now, see, unfortunately, I told this to my wife yesterday or the day before, and she got upset, but she's like, well, we got to check. You heard about the sinkholes on Route 80 in New Jersey, right? That's the way to get to Bloomsburg.
Yeah, that's not.
So we got
not good.
We got to take a whole different way just to get there. Now, I don't think it's going to be fixed. Governor Murphy, let's get this done.
You take 17.
I got to take 78 to wherever, to somewhere in Easton, and then go north.
Oh,
now, yeah, and going north on that road, like my wife hates it. It's such a windy, short, small road.
Yeah.
There's lots of bridges, and God forbid it's raining on that day. And I hope it's not, because my other son Hunter is supposed to have a baseball thing, where they're not playing, but they're going to be showing off their uniforms and going a parade or something like that. So it's gonna be a long day. We're gonna wake up at 6:00, go for that. Aiden's thing is at 7:30. Do something in between. something in between in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. So, but yeah, so if there's anybody who wants to go, the Loves Theater, you want to take a trip, we found out the tickets are actually $30 or $35 a ticket. So it's a little north of what we used to pay from last year, but come support my kid. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. So I think that's it.
Definitely wish them good luck.
I appreciate that. So next episode will be next Monday, unless something happens. Maybe we'll have maybe we'll do April 1st and have a April Fool's Day. We'll see. I mean, we're a little over 2 hours now, and that's fine. I don't mind.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So tentatively, it'll be March 31st, unless something else happens. It has to be April 1st, but we'll see. So March 31st, we'll be into baseball. We'll have three games to talk about. See if anybody impresses us, depresses us, or anything in between. So
March Madness
will be down to the Final Four. So something there. Basketball will be getting closer. Hockey will be getting closer to the end of the season. WWE will be somewhat closer to getting to WrestleMania. So I think that's pretty much it.
Closer to the draft. A week closer to the draft.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget that. April 24th, everybody. I should put that up in here. I'll do that next week. April 24th, we will have a show on that Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be able to watch this from somewhere, somehow. We'll be able to watch this on our computers or TVs or something.
Yeah.
You might have a better ability to watch it on your TV. I'll have to watch it on NFL.com or something. But
yeah, I got my laptop, TV, phone.
there you go. So like we can go live from what they're going to talk. Like our commentary from 1 to 3 is going to be very interesting, and then we're going to talk. And then we're going to talk Jets. You know, who do the Jets pick? Who do the Cowboys pick? You know, that's going to be very. You know, so all right, that's it. I'm spent. My mouth is dry. All right.
T.
Peace out. We'll see everybody next week.
Peace, people.
Adios.
All righty.